Hello and welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? You are here for another episode of Tonya's Witchy Kitchen Tea Time. Forgot what I was doing there for a sec. So, do you know what today is? Today is I think it's the Three Kings. The visit, the Three Kings? Isn't it? Like my little nativity. I have a children's one so that if the kids come out, they don't play with mine because mine has pieces broken from it over the years. But yeah, it's pretty old. But yeah. So my daughter did PRK surgery on her eye, and my son did LASIK surgery on his eye. Yeah, they had to foot the bill for that. Yeah, not even. If I could do it, and I would, but I mean, how does that work when you have bifocals already, But she's like, yeah, you can do PRK, and I'm like, I want to do PRK. But yeah, it was kind of interesting that she went, well, she had to, she couldn't do LASIK, and my son, went, and they were like, oh yeah, you could do LASIK twice if you had to, because whatever thing is thick enough to whatever. But all I can think is you're messing with your eyeballs. It's kind of scary, really scary. And it's kind of funny because my son said he had nightmares about waking up and everything being blurry, and knock on wood. I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of scary because I was thinking about that. Like, well, my eyes have changed so drastically since I turned, well, in mid-40s. My eye doctor, I said, when you turn 40, it's like whoosh, everything changes. Well, it took a little bit longer, but yeah, they're just, and I just think, wow. And my eyesight isn't really bad. It's probably just that I need new glasses or something like that. But, and the bifocal thing, I'm totally, they're like, it's going to take a bit. And when I first got them, I've had them for like a year or two, who knows. But when I first got them, they're like, you could have dizzy spells or whatever. I had no problem, shifting to the things. But then I realized, is there really 3 lenses in this? Because they were like, over, top for, far away, and then middle for like computer work, and then, your bottom reading. But I've noticed that I don't really focus on things. Like when I'm doing even work, I glance, I don't focus. And so I've been trying to make myself focus on things. So I'm like, well, this is probably part of the problem with your eyesight if you're not focusing on stuff. And there's a book at my voodoo doctor's. It's the eye book. Where, remember these things that came out like in the 80s or something, and they were all these goofy pictures, but you're supposed to find the picture in the picture. And I can't see crap. I couldn't do it as a kid. I can't do it now. And you're supposed to like do these eye exercises and all this stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just focusing, really. Just focus on something far away, and then for so long, and then focus on something close up. My daughter had bifocals when she was younger, like elementary school, and it had to do with the focusing going from far away to down below. And so she had bifocals for a couple of years, and that was it. And then she didn't need them anymore until she got older, and then she had just regular contacts, But eyeballs they're kind of important, Like, you can't really replace an eyeball yet that I know of, that I've heard of, to where it works. I'm sure they're coming out with optic eyeballs or something like that, but how do you rewire that to the brain? I have all these questions about it. But, it's not like teeth. Teeth, they can replace. Sounds really painful, but I know people who've done it. So, and expensive. Everything's expensive, right? But yeah, but if I didn't have my eyeballs, I was like, what would I do? So it's just like, wow, this is, one of those amazing things, right? Had nothing to do, this had nothing to do with the three kings visiting baby Jesus, right? But today, since it's tea time and it's January and it's finally like cold, starting to get cold. We're going for those single digits below zero next week. I'm not looking forward to it at all, but it's part of life. You go outside, and it's just so cold. Oh, it just takes your breath away. Yeah. It's fun that first time. The second time, it's not as fun. But today, we are going to do 2 chai recipes. And if you are my daughter, she hates chai tea. Now, I have come to discover that I think what it is there is a spice in there that she doesn't like. So therefore she doesn't like chai tea, and she associates everything with this chai tea blend, which you go to coffee shops and, order chai tea. It's probably the same basic, thing all the way around. However, if you know you don't like a spice, if you know you don't like star anise, don't put it in there. One is the super immune building chai for kids and adults to boost your immune system. Keeping your immune system up is really hard. And I mean, my kid's been sick. I don't know how many days he's missed already, but he's back in school. But, previously he was missing quite a few days just because he was sick. And, keeping that immune system up and your body healthy, and it's so hard to do. And then you have somebody sneeze on you at Walmart or something, and I'm not giving you a rundown of the spices or the research or stuff behind it. We're just going to make the super immune building tea. 3 things: dream big, be true to you, you are worth it. I'll meet you in the kitchen. Okay, here we go. First, you want 4 cups of water, or 3.5 to 4. And then we're starting with 2 cinnamon sticks, 1 tablespoon fresh ginger, or 1/2 tablespoon, which is what I did, and 1 whole nutmeg, or 1 teaspoon nutmeg is what I did. And then we're going to put them into the pot. So they're all going to go into the pot, okay? And then 1 tablespoon cardamom seed pods. I put them in my mortar and pestle because I am going to crush them. And then we need 5 tongues of astragalus, which I wasn't sure what that was. So I used a teaspoon of that. And 1 tablespoon dried burdock and 1 tablespoon dried dandelion roots. And next we have a 1/2 teaspoon cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon black peppercorns, a 1/2 teaspoon anise seeds, 1/2 teaspoon allspice, and 1/2 teaspoon echinacea root. Obviously, I don't have echinacea root. I have leaves and petals. So there you go. So make sure you have them all added to the pot, and then we're going to add our water, and we're going to put it on the stove and bring it to a simmer for 15 minutes. Then we're going to shut it off, and here's where you have an option. If you like the caffeine kick, you can add 1/8 of a cup black tea to this and let it steep 3 minutes, but no more than 3 minutes. After this, you want to strain it. You can strain it through a cheesecloth if you have a lot of fine herbs in here. If there are a lot of chunky ones, you won't need to, but strain it. I'm straining it into a jar, as you can see. Hopefully you can't see too much of my messy house. And when you're done straining, there's a lot of herbs there. If you want to do a second infusion, just add another 3 cups of water and do the same thing. And you can add it to the first, so you kind of have a blend. Then we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of milk to this and honey to sweeten. And your honey, amount of honey that you are adding is your preference. You could add it to the individual cups. You could add it to the individual, whatever. This is your preference at this point. And you are left with a luscious, yummy, spicy, super immune building tea. So that was Tonya's Witchy Kitchen tea time. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.